Hey guys, it's Jeremy back with another video. Today I'm doing a fish video because I felt like it. Yeah, I had nothing to do today and I thought that this would be interesting because I'm going to be doing some tank maintenance. And yeah, sorry about the glare. I have a window, a huge window, and it's just like the light goes through, so sorry about that. First off, I'd like to start with the specs of my tank and basically just like what's in it, stocking and plants and stuff like that, because I feel like I have to do that because it's never been on YouTube and you don't know what it is. So this is a 10-gallon tank. I don't know where I got it from. My dad got it somewhere. I've had it for a while. It was a hamster cage, and then it was a gerbil cage, and now it's a fish tank. So yeah, and it's still, there's no cracks, there's nothing wrong with it. It works perfectly fine as a fish tank. Yeah, so we've got a sponge filter in the background. I don't know if it's annoying. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. I could add some background music so you don't hear it as much, but yeah, got a sponge filter running and the Tetra HT10 heater. That works really well. For plants, I have two Amazon swords, one in the middle, one on the right side. I got some money wort. I don't know, I think I might get rid of the money wort because it's like not growing the way I want it to because there's a bunch of algae on that leaf. And it's like giving it shade, so, and my snails, I got snails recently and they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, but whatever. I've got some Anubias congensis on the left, and on the far right side there's Anubias nana. And then also on the right side, the little small plants, that's S. repens. I'm going to be trimming those and trying to create a carpet because I know it's a carpeting plant, and also I'll be cleaning off the algae and stuff. So yeah. Moving on to the fish that I have in here. I guess I'll start with my betta fish. My betta fish, he's right there in the left corner. His name's Percy. He is, I believe he's a rose tail, or maybe he's a delta tail. I don't really know because his cup didn't say anything about him when I bought him at the pet store. But yeah, I think he's a rose petal tail. He's blue and red. He's got white tips on his ventral fins. Yeah, and I think he's really pretty. And then I've got 7 zebra danios. Well, 2 are golden danios and the other 5 are zebra. And then I have 2 snails. One in the front, it's like kind of upside down. He's hibernating because he ate too much food, I guess. I'm not sure. He's not dead because he doesn't smell, but he's not moving. Also, the other snail is on the leaf that's drooping down because he's weighing it down. He's on the bottom of it. Yeah. And I also have 2 panda cory cats. You can see them in the bottom right-hand corner, over by the Anubias. And they're fun. I need to get more. I think I might put some of my zebra danios in my bowl pond I have on my deck, and then get more cory cats because I know they like to school. And yeah. So getting into the video, what I'll be doing today is some trimming, some algae removal. Actually, they're diatoms, algae, whatever. I just consider it algae. I know it's not the same, but it's similar. And I'll maybe be moving around some rocks, maybe making the plants look nicer. I don't know. Let's get into it. So the first thing I'll be using is obviously a pair of just some plain scissors, you know, just like house scissors. I haven't bought those special aquascaping scissors that have the curves so I can make it look nice and pretty for my video, but these work just as well. And then I'll also be using some tweezers to replant the plants. And obviously I don't have the special fancy aquascaping ones, but these will work just fine. Oh, and I forgot to mention for the substrate. For the substrate, I have just some white sand. It kind of looks speckly, but that's because there's a bunch of algae on it that like coats an individual piece. So it's like, it looks like there's a bunch of poop and gross stuff at the bottom, but trust me, there's not. It's just algae. So yeah. First thing I'll do is turn off the filter, the heater, and the light so that I can take the lid off and I'm not going to be splattered with water. Hey guys, I just got a desk lamp so that I could see what I was doing and so you guys could see what I was doing because I had to take the lid off, which had the lights in it. But now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a bowl. I can't really get it into the shot. That's a bowl. And I'm going to take out some of the water so that when I trim the plants, I can place them in the bowl and then they won't dry out so that I can prepare them for replanting. You can't really see, but I'm just going to bring the bowl down here. I'm just going to put it on the ground so that I don't put my knee in the bowl like I did last time and I spilled water all over the place. So I'm going to put it under the table so that I don't spill it. Okay, so yeah. The first step I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my scissors. Doesn't have to be fancy, but it's scissors. I'm just going to come around, and you guys can't be afraid to get your hands a little wet. So I'm just going to find a stem, and I'm going to trim like right here. Try not to cut off leaves. So yeah, that's one stem. I'm going to let that float up to the top. Oh, you can see that I cut off a leaf. But that's okay. I'm going to do this a few more times. So now as you can see what I'm doing, I'm just going to take a net and I'm just going to net out all the stuff. I'm going to try not to net out my floating plants because I want those to stay in there. So yeah, I'm just going to, and also I pulled out one of the full plants because it was a clump of roots together, and I learned that you can just pull the clumps apart and mix like individual stems, so that you can have more of a carpet, and that's what my goal is. My goal is to have somewhat of a carpet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring my bowl of S-Repens over to my sink so that I can rinse off the algae and prepare the stems. So the first thing you want to do is have some warm water running, and you're just going to take one of the stems and you're just going to wipe off the algae. This is really difficult to do one-handed, so I'll be right back and I'll just finish this up, and when I'll be back you'll see nice green, ready to plant stems. Alright, now that I'm back, I cleaned up all the algae, I prepared the stems for replanting. So what I'm going to do now is pick out a good stem to replant. Okay, I found a really good example because it still has its roots. Sorry if it's really close. You can kind of see it, it's out of focus. Okay, there you go. It still has its roots, and what you're going to want to do is trim off some of the bottom leaves so that it can really go down into the substrate. So now what I'm going to do is wait for it to focus back on the tank, and also, actually, never mind. I'm going to